And we are live. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hello.
How we doing
What
tonight?
is up, everybody?
Oh
Hello.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We've reached triple digits.
Nice.
Woo!
So 10. Let's go. Or session
Oh.
10.
Term just resubscribed for the second month. Let's go, Term.
Let's go.
Evan.
Mine doesn't count. Mine doesn't. You're not supposed to read mine.
Yeah, it's okay. It popped up on screen anyway.
What are
They
you
all
talking
saw it. We also, since our last session, got 2 new followers. Hobo the
Nice.
Gabo and Felix
Gabo.
Felix Culpa TV.
Cool.
If you guys are in the stream, like shout you out. We love you. Thanks for following. I see
Yeah.
Hobo in chat a minute ago, so glad to see you here.
Thanks for hanging
Hobo
out, guys.
gobbo. Yeah.
What is up, everybody?
Yeah. As for announcements, a little nights off thing. We tried doing a clip of the week last week. We just a thing we're trying. We're probably gonna do it again this next week. We might have some other stuff coming up, but if you want to vote on that for this episode, there should be an Instagram post coming out shortly after this episode where you can vote, submit clips you want to see, and then we'll rewatch them during the stream and comment on them and stuff. And should be a good time. Hopefully, it'll go
Yeah.
smoother than the last one.
So I was gonna say, though I do the Instagram, I'm not 100% sure if you can do polls on posts. I know you can do stories though, so you're not wrong. But maybe check out our story, and even then, you'll still if you are following us, and you will certainly get a notification once that goes up, because that'll be our first story post. So I'll double check on that, Gordon.
Yeah,
But,
let me know.
yeah.
And if we do a post, you can always comment or on the YouTube videos, wherever you want, just suggestions on what the clip should be, and we'll go through them.
I think you can do
or-
polls on Twitter as well, Kate. You do that, right?
I can even throw one up on YouTube.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll be
find a
around.
poll. Yeah, go to our socials. All the links are down below under our in our Twitch bio. Should be able to find a
Yeah.
poll somewhere.
Yeah, I'll probably also be making a post on Instagram that if we put it up on other socials, then I'll at least make a quick thing just to let y'all know about where it'll be up and where to find it every week.
Hell yeah.
So
Waiting for Kate's face to explode.
what?
There you go.
Oh god.
Boom.
TNT mug.
Uh
Well,
But yeah,
I have-
that's it's my only
I have to
announcement.
ask. I'm sorry, Kate. Are you drinking something hot or something cold in there? Because if it's something hot, please be careful.
It's
We
cold.
still need you.
It's cold.
Okay,
It's
good.
milk.
Okay. Keep that away from your flint and steel.
That is the most ad-lib.
I mean,
thing you
Nitro's
could
pretty
say.
reactive at.
Adlif, what are you drinking? Oh, milk.
All right,
Welcome,
well,
everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
unless
I'm
anyone else has
scared.
anything they want to announce. Why would you be scared, Joel?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, let's
You'll
get
be
into it.
fine.
Yeah, let's jump into it. I'm excited. We can do
Please.
after stream announcements if we have to.
Let's go.
Okay. So, we continued our adventure, as all of you were sort of recovering from your adventure to the Looming Grove, and the fight that you had underneath its tree. A few of you had some curious experiences. Some voices have crept into Ren's mind and Redrick's. The result of that, kind of their body temperatures rising to an extreme heat, and the things that were said by what seemed like two different voices. One sort of clinging to Redrick's rage, and the other saying some curious things to Ren, and even changing the tips of her hair color from a black to a fiery red. The decision was made that you were all to travel back to Elwalder to take the vial of water that you had got from below the pool that sat beneath the large black tree in the Looming Grove, to complete your mission for him. A mission in which you had all agreed to go out into the Chana Wood to gather this vial of water. One, because some of you were hoping for information. Two, some of you were contractedly bound to do so. But on the return trip, during some of the camping, Eggval and Adlith, while they were hunting for some food for the group, were approached by a familiar centaur and friends, Simonius, him adorned in his gold and silver plated armor, in the middle of the night, rather quietly, surprisingly, being Lord Centaur, moving silently in the forest. You'd probably be able to hear them, but you two not being too quiet were easily snuck up on. Eventually, the Simonius led all of you back to the camp. Well, I guess Eggball and Adlith back to the camp where you are all set up. Got an explanation from all of you. He kind of hinted that, you guys all kind of assumed that it was Fennec that had given him word about what was going on with the tree itself. Pretty much what he told you is that it is his task. It was his task to guard the area around the tree, and it was something that he apparently had failed in. So he was heading there to right his wrong. Is sort of the summary of what he kind of gave all of you that evening. Eventually, you guys decided not to head back to the Green Braids camp, but to head directly to Elbador to complete your mission. But when you had arrived there, curiously enough, the once opened gates and bustling town, logging town of Elbador, the gates were shut. They were guarded by a few crudely dressed town's guardsmen, who, seeing your group, quickly and rudely turned all of you away. Not before Adlith was taught how to use the middle finger, which is like pretty much the equivalent of an 8-year-old learning how to use the middle finger. You guys decided to instead, at that point, not head into the town, but to head to the monastery. The monastery where you had once visited once before, the monastery of Ilmater, where you had met Master Mystel and a few other of the brothers there. As you approached during this evening, you saw two figures sitting outside the monastery's door. One with a large greatsword kind of sitting out in front of him as he twirled it in the dirt, and another female who sat next to him. Both were covered in scars. The male, both of them had darkened bronze skin. The male himself, bald and covered in these scars that had seemed older than his female companion, whose scars seemed a lot more fresh. They were covered in them, both of them, kind of adorning these dirty whitish gray cloaks. Hanging on their necks was the symbol of the Order of the Blue Flame, an order that is kind of mysteriously famous around these parts of the world, though the order itself, the people of the order in the order itself aren't known, but the symbol is known, coming from the great city of Ormantar in Cespich. Some words were exchanged as all of you attempted to try to get into the monastery once again to speak with Master Mystel about the happenings at the Looming Grove, and maybe have some other discussions with the man. But you were barred entry by these two individuals, pretty much who told you all of you that there was an investigation happening into the events that happened in Elbador about a week or so ago, when the imps had attacked the town and you guys had stopped it. These sentinels of the Order of the Blue Flame were now investigating Master Mystel, and which you eventually learned that they were investigating the mayor herself as well. The town seemingly being on lockdown while these sentinels were there. Some heated conversation with these two sentinels was had. You did not try to force your way in or even sneak your way in. Instead, you decided to turn your way back towards Elbador and maybe even try sneaking in or getting through the walls another way. But when you approached this northern side of the town, you found two familiar faces that you had seen before, Podrick and his companion, which are the mayor's, Pov's, right-hand men, who was guarding this specific gate. With a little bit of persuasion, he recognized you all as friends and eventually let you in the gate. Explaining that the mayor was also being under investigation and that Pov, the sheriff, was attending the meeting. So, after finally gaining entry into the town, all of you decided that the Arrow was the next stop. The apparent safe house of Cade Snow, who was a member of the Five Blades, the famous criminal organization that had taken over Airbar as it was trying to rebuild after the Spell Plague. Only some of you had met this individual once before, when he gave you the task to head into the Chondawood. Now, heading to his establishment once again, you entered into an empty establishment, the same empty bar that you had all kind of entered into before. As you all entered, no lights were really there, lit, no candles or lanterns. It seemed like this place had not seen any use in months. As you all stepped in through the threshold, the door closed behind you, and behind you you heard the voice of Cade Snow, introducing himself, obviously getting questioned immediately from the majority of you. But eventually he decided that he was going to take a few of you into his office to discuss the happenings of your task that you had apparently completed. With a bit of magical flair, Redrick, Ren, and Castus were all invited into the back room, as a heated Calder now and his friends now stay outside. Ren had made a mental connection, with Calder before entering, but as she walked behind the famous black curtain, the connection was severed, which is odd. The conversation began with you asking for the majority of the information that you were promised beforehand, before handling. I guess I should back up a little bit. Before you guys had entered the room, Cade, without giving you any answers and you demanding them, Cade pretty much told you that Cassis was pretty much indentured to him by improving that fact by putting a glowing, what seemed like, orb on his forehead and causing him great pain as it had caused him to retch and fall on the floor in pain. But as you entered the meeting, the same kind of questions were asked to Cade, but before he would give you any answers, he asked each and every single one of you, in exchange for the answers that you were looking for in the first place, to ask him one question, and he would be able to answer honestly any of the questions that you were going to ask him. One from each of you. Ren, Redrick denying the request, and Cassis standing silently by. Let's just say that. Eventually, the vial was handed over to him. Him stuffing it away in his little pocket. Gave you the information of a few different things that you were looking for. One, he explained what exactly this piece of moonstone was housed to, I guess, is the best way I can explain it. The Black Star Gate is what he mentioned, was a part of these ancient elven ruins that had once caused a lot of danger to come out of them, out of the gate itself, and causing widespread destruction across the land. Is what was stolen from the monastery, this moonstone. He also wanted to treat Redrick to his information as well about Sloane, telling him that he's really doesn't know where this gentleman has come from. It's as if he had appeared out of thin air, calling him a ghost a few times. And that he was tasked, the Sloane figure was tasked to meet another gentleman here in Elbodor. And really what Cade Snow was doing at this point, was following this trail of Sloane himself. Trying to figure out exactly who he was meeting as well and what they were up to. Without giving you too many answers, it seemed like Cade himself didn't have many to give on the part of Sloane. But he did warn you of the ominous Black Gate, that he was worried that it was being reopened at this point. For dismissing all of you, he pulled Castus aside and said something curious. Something like, "You do seem familiar." Asking for a private meeting with the man from Elbodor. But before we get to that, we are going to continue our adventure as Ren and Redrick come out of the the black curtain. All of you see them, kind of in a huff and a puff, but no Castus at this point.
How
What's
did it
going
go?
on?
Fucking
Huh.
useless.
That man's really infuriating.
A little bit.
Yeah, he is.
Where's Castus?
So here's the thing. Apparently Castus works for him now. That contract that he signed, it was tricky. Go figure.
He
And
got a
yeah,
job?
kinda, yeah.
Don't think he
Only-
wanted one.
Yeah,
Oh.
only you can quit a job and he can't quit this. So
Oh.
he has a meeting with his employer.
Okay.
Wait, so is it like? Does he like hunt or forage, or
You ever
is he
heard
like
of a
a
slave?
warrior?
You ever heard of a
Nah, he's a-
slave?
Fucking lapdog.
I'm still confused.
Castus
Basically,
doesn't look
Castus-
like a dog.
No. Castus is required
Oh.
to do whatever Slade asks of him.
Well, I
Pretty
mean,
much.
Puppy isn't a dog, but
That's true.
that doesn't sound too fun.
No,
No,
it's not.
it won't
To
be
be
for
fair,
us
though.
either.
Did you
Wait.
get any sort of terms? Of course not.
The terms were literally until he says otherwise. So
Or if we
Well.
kill him.
The man signed a contract with no fucking letters on it, so we're just gonna have to deal with that now.
yeah.
Somebody. Oh, but did you get any answers? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. Pretty much nothing.
Not really. Except that Sloane's probably involved in the imp attack for sure.
As if we didn't already know that shit, right?
Yeah, but now we know that he disappeared the same day that the imps appeared. So there's that.
Mm,
Could have guessed.
Fucking bullshit.
suspicious.
Did he give us anything we didn't already know?
Talked about the gate. That was something.
The
I
Black
mean-
Stargate.
All right, well, star is a word we didn't have before, I guess.
Yeah. Could help us
Something.
potentially find some information about it.
Some bullshit about letting out crazy beasts, was it? I don't even know. He just said some crazy shit that destroyed elves.
Yeah, he told us about the history of Elbador that everybody's been talking about. And yeah, he said that it was opened before the spell plague and that it was so devastating that a lot of people thought it created the spell plague, but it didn't.
Hmm.
It was its own terror. And it destroyed like some kingdom of elves apparently.
That's weird.
We need to visit a fucking library or something. Find
Yeah.
somebody who knows the history.
Go Does
ahead.
the addition of Star to the Black Gate trigger anything in Isaiah's memory?
Hmm.
He's done some
Uh,
reading.
Go ahead and give me a history check.
Come on, buddy.
First roll of night.
Hey. Oh, that is pretty good. 17 and 5 is 22.
22. The addition of the word star doesn't really help you as much. But you have heard of similar things, is what I'll say. Portals to different realms that can cause things. What Kay did tell you is that it was a gate to pretty much anywhere. And whatever had come out of it was not from this plane. It's pretty much how he explained it, the cause of the destruction. You don't know if it is a portal, some sort of a hellish gate, but it seems similar to things that you have read and heard about in your adventures previous.
Well, oh,
Sorry. Do we think Mayor would know anything?
Doubtful.
I mean, she's younger than we are. Well, I am.
She did learn in Suspesh, so she might know some stuff.
Sure.
Seems like pretty deep lore, if I'm being honest.
I
Not
think
sure it's something you'd pick up in regular schooling.
No, but
I
I
have-
think the people protecting this stuff might know a bit more than they've been telling us.
Oh, I'm sure.
I have a
Still,
lot more questions, but I don't think it's good to ask now.
Do you think
Uh,
we should, God damn, as much as I don't like them, do you think we should come forward with this to the Order of the Blue Flame?
I don't think they sounded interesting in hearing anything we had to say.
We didn't really tell them much. Tried to let on that we knew something, but
Yeah.
for all they know, we're a bunch of fucking drunks from out of town. Do you think we should really tell them?
At this point, what information do we really have except for somebody mentioned a black gate that supposedly existed hundreds of years ago, and somebody named Sloan who doesn't exist is part of it.
Black Gate, mysterious figures. We can tell them about the things we know they've collected already.
Yes.
Might
Well,
help
if
them.
this-
I don't think it's a good idea until we know they're not involved in whatever's going on here.
See, that's what I'm scared of too, but God, this feels like it's too big for us. No.
Always does. Well, I will say it is suspicious that there's this portal. Things came out, destroyed stuff, and we've been dealing with what are they called? Fiends? They're not
Right.
really from this plane. There might be something slipping through or
Yeah, the lower
leftovers. These cacklers they didn't even they burst into regular flame, not blue flame. They might have just been leftovers from whatever happened. God damn, I wish this town had a library.
planes.
I don't say that all that often, but
I bet there's a library in the monastery.
yeah.
What's a
Probably.
library?
What's the library?
It's a room with a lot of books.
Oh,
Sometimes many rooms.
Yeah.
Are they like?
It's a terrible place.
Oh,
terrible.
wait. Are they like
No, they're really
scrolls?
peaceful.
Wait. Are they like
Really peaceful.
scrolls or like parchment?
Sometimes.
Yes, all bound together with the knowledge and wisdom of many, many people and many, many years.
Recorded histories, sciences, literature.
Cool.
Sounds like a lot of paper, though. Isn't that
It
dangerous?
is- Well, it's a bit of a fire hazard, I suppose.
They take great care to protect it.
Calder looks back at the curtain. I don't like how long this is taking with Castus.
You think he's dead?
No.
Okay.
He has.
He's
He,
not
he
useful.
has. He has-
Indisposed?
Wait, hold on. So is it the dead indisposed? Is it the bathroom indisposed? Is it the other indisposed?
Well,
If it's the
we can
bathroom
always hope it's the
indisposed, I'm
bathroom
worried.
indisposed.
Too early to say.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, Cade is a big pile, but I don't think it's coming out of Castus. So
But he has. But he has. What did he call them? Pistols, guns. I'm confused.
yes,
Yeah.
They make loud noises. I think he'll be okay. We'd probably hear him by now, right?
Nope.
I don't
I
know.
don't think
We
so.
stepped in there. We couldn't hear shit from out here.
Adlith, could
Yeah,
you hear
wait.
anything going
Oh,
on
that's
in there?
true.
You got pretty good ears.
I heard nothing.
Okay,
And
he's
I
got a lot of-
listened really hard, too.
He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah.
At
You
that
should see
point,
the way this place.
we're going to cut it back to Castus and Cade. In the office, which you have seen before, the large rectangular table with a map sprawled across it of the region, a knife pinned in the center of it, with some sacks of gold and silver spread across the table. The familiar symbol of the 5 blades hanging on a tapestry behind Cade as he sits in his chair, saying the words to you. My oh my, you do look familiar. You gonna stop?
One of those faces, I guess.
Festus, may I call you that?
That's my name.
Please, sit.
And I will sit.
One of those faces. You know, My speciality is in information. Knowledge. Knowing things is what I'm good at. Giving knowledge is also what I'm good at. Your face is particularly familiar. Kind of leans into you.
I lean back.
That's it! He kind of sits back. I know exactly who you are. You were that little boy running around Tinkertops. Were you not? His little apprentice.
I mean, I helped out there every so often. He showed me a few things.
I think he would call you maybe even his son at times, no?
Miscommunication. He calls a lot of people, a lot of kids, son. You know, he's like a million years old. He just,
But he
it's that
took a
age thing, you know?
particular interest to you, correct?
I wouldn't say a particular interest.
There's no
I
need to
helped
lie
out a
to
lot.
me, boy. I know you lived with him for some time. I know he cared for you. You and that cat. And as he looks, his eyes kind of shift to the right, and you see Draco kind of plop up onto the table as he just lays
Yeah.
and gets comfortable.
Scritch him.
Leans into it, purrs. There's no need to lie to me. There really isn't.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Yes, I was an apprentice to Aldous for a bit.
Right, and I'm assuming that is where you got that. As he points to your hip, he's seeing the handle of the pistol kind of sticking out.
Well, yes, it is.
It's a curious weapon. Haven't seen too many in my time. Usually the pirates of the Sea of Stars use them. But I've never seen something crafted like that. May I? I kind of holds his hand out.
I will take out the pistol, make it, remove the bullets, close it, and then hand it to him.
He takes it, and he opens it. He opens the cylinder and spins it, throws it back, almost with particular skill. You know, anybody that hasn't used one of these revolvers before would never know to do what he just did. This is curious. Albus, as you call him, he is quite skilled. He kind of hands it back to you.
Take it and reload it. Just I very obviously reload it and then close it. But I will put it into the holster, not appearing hostile.
That does remind me. He goes and he pulls open a drawer. Shuts it. Pulls out this little sack. About this big, just a brown leather sack. He jiggles it, and it sounds like marbles inside. Here. For a job well done. Throws it to you.
Okay. Well, I kind of just peer inside. What's in there?
Here inside, what looks like you know exactly what this is. It's ammunition. That will actually pack a particular punch if you use it in that toy of yours. This is walloping ammunition. You have ever heard of it before? I'll post it. I will give it to you.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, you're familiar with firearms as well?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I've always enjoyed the tinkering that goes into these weapons. Most of them are crude and only work for a short amount of time. Usually the weathering gets to the metal before they can become any real use. But that thing you have there, I haven't seen many. Maybe only one or two in my time.
Who else did you see with these?
Kind of just gives you a sly smile and sits back. So, let's get down to business, shall we? Your friends, even the ones that I brought in here, are rather demanding, wouldn't you say?
Know what they want. What can I say?
What do you want, Castus?
What anyone wants. A life to be free, to explore, to do good things. You know about doing good things, right?
Let me ask you this then. What does a young little boy, apprentice of the famed Albus Tinkertop, why does he make his way to Elbador? Get into cahoots with this group of whatever you call those that are sitting outside now. Sign a mysterious contract, no letters on it, and he makes it appear almost out of thin air, snaps his finger and it disappears once again. Goes through the trouble of becoming my indentured servant to head into the Chonderwood for a mission that he knows nothing about. Odd. The rest of your friends are refused to answer that question, but I think you and I are very similar.
Well, I guess all I can say is that it was time for me to move on from Eldis, and this area seemed like the best place to go. It was curious, you know? As I said, I want to do good. And when random little monsters start attacking people, how can I just sit by and watch them attack? And then when we're accused of being a part of it, how can I just sit by and let everyone who doesn't look like me and you take the blame for it? You see, Eldis, while I may have known him for only a short amount of time, taught me sometimes just gotta do good. And that's what I'm doing.
But who are we to say what is good and what is bad? Rather subjective, wouldn't you say?
Well, someone has a moral compass, and I'm just following that. What you may not think is good, I do. What you may think is good, I'm leaning pretty hard on no. Because, frankly, I wouldn't.
Know nothing about me.
Hmm.
The big
True.
smile.
That's a very true statement. That's a very true statement. And you seem to know everything about me. And so why do you want why do you want my motivations if you already seem to know what they are?
Just curious. I'm going to take this back a few steps, because I think we're getting off to the wrong foot. Let me offer you the same thing that I offered the two of your friends. An answer to any one of your questions that you may have, that you can formulate in your small little mind there. Ask me, and I will give you the answer. But, in exchange, I may have another job for you.
Okay. I have a question. And you have to answer truthfully, correct?
He smiles back at you.
How do I get out of this contract?
Complete the mission.
This mission or future mission?
Let's just say if you survive, we'll talk about it.
Well, I guess I have no choice in the matter.
So boring. None of you are even worth taking a risk for. Wouldn't even ask me any questions. How rude. Maybe I picked the wrong lot.
I
Sad,
think
really.
plenty fun. Maybe you're just getting off on the wrong foot with everybody. I mean, Calder, he
Come
is.
on, let's both agree. I know we can both agree. Come on. Really? That guy?
There's a lot that you may think you know about us, facts and locations, dates, whatever that might be, but you don't actually know us. So please stop acting like you do. You may know our names. You may know where we come from. You may know what we like on our toast. You don't know us.
Are you threatening me?
Oh,
Castus.
I would never do that. I just don't like people insulting my friends.
Friends. Curious.
There's one thing you know about me then, it's that I detest bullies. I think we can both agree that you are treading that line very hard.
I would be careful, boy. Before you overstep that line. Kind of stares back at you.
I think since we both know where we stand, what is the mission you have for me?
Really a mission for all of you. I'd just rather speak to you than any of the other bunch. I think we both know that there's a major problem on the horizon. This gate. I can't let it open. You can't let it open. If you're truly about doing good, like you say you are. Yes?
Yes.
Find the gate, close it, and return to me. The contract is complete.
I think we can agree on that. We'll be more than happy to help make sure no one else dies.
Good. Shall we?
Take his hand.
If you ever do see Albus again, give him my best wishes. The last I heard, he was in some trouble, no?
Wouldn't know anything about that.
Sure you wouldn't. He kind of stands up and he pushes the curtain and leads you out to the rest of your party.
I'm saying as soon as Cade walks out, we kill up. What? What's up, Cade?
Well, it was a pleasure meeting all of you. Your friend Castus looks at you again. I'll fill you in with the rest of the details. Any other questions before I dash?
Yeah.
So many.
Some interesting questions. I don't want to be here all day.
Who's so
And you get us into the monastery.
I get you into the monastery. About that. No. Unfortunately not. The Order. Bunch of uptight. You know what. I'd rather stay away from them.
While we're on the
I have a-
topic, how do you think the Order would feel about all this Black Gate shit?
Why do you think they're here? They knew what was stolen from the monastery.
There.
The order get here. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, you want the situation handled, right? You said it was bad for business. Is there any other information that you can offer that would help us along that path?
I gave you all I know.
All right.
Do you know when the order got here?
Say a few days ago, no?
After we left the water.
Of course.
All right.
Well, it looks like you all have a lot to talk about. Have fun. Good luck. Castus, don't die. I will see you again. The rest of
Bye.
you kind of shrugs and turns around. Au revoir.
Are we
Make better,
betraying-
make better stew.
At that point, he disappears behind the curtain.
What a fucking dick. Calder stands up.
Stew is really bad. No meat either.
Oh,
Not recommended.
To be fair, I
That
don't
was
know these
fun.
sources to anybody.
Castus,
Hmm?
we have a problem.
Well, basically, he wants us to make sure the Black Gate doesn't get open, and that will fulfill the contract.
And what kind of holds he got over you in the meantime?
Oh, pretty sure the whole mind-numbing pain sort of thing if I don't come through.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he actually said, we just stop it from opening and you're free.
And not in so many words. So I'm pretty sure he's going to lie on that. But at least I now have something to do with my time.
He didn't want you to fuck with us in any fashion, did he? I look
No,
real
he
close.
did not seem to like any of you, though. Specifically you, Calder. He just does not like you.
Yeah, I got that
But
impression.
no, nothing untoward that to any of you. I just do what he wants now.
Well, next steps. Because I got fuck all until we can at least talk to my Stell.
I say we discuss this at the tavern, personally.
I could use drink. I second.
Agree.
Wait. So you want to talk about covert plans in a tavern that's probably full of other people instead of in this empty building right here?
And do we really need to introduce alcohol into this situation?
Yes.
Oh.
I've never had a drink before. Just milk.
It's good.
Always the time to start.
Darling, we're gonna start you off real light, if anything.
I've never had drink from tavern, but drinks from Tribe was okay. I mean, it tasted.
Oh,
Mm.
did you two have been here a while? A few days before the imp attack happened, right? Atlas and Egg?
Yeah.
Did you try to go into the tavern?
No.
No.
Okay.
I thought about it, but probably was better to stay with Adlith. And for a couple of days that we were here, people were really weird. Like for example, I guess before we met you, there was mother and child that came by to maybe get stew, and then saw us, and mom was weird and walked away instead. So
Didn't like
probably
my
bad
tail.
idea. I don't know why. It's nice tail. Very
Yeah.
good.
Got fluff. And she like brings it, and there's like the little white tuft on the end.
Oh, but we did sleep there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it should be fun.
Yeah, you guys were there once before.
Yeah. All right. I guess let's just go into public and talk about breaking into places. I mean, it's not that late.
Ooh.
When we get to tavern, I want to talk about some stuff too, if that's okay.
We can get a private room or something. Even just rent a room.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
buy
mean,
their
we can
stuff.
always
Probably.
just
Probably for the best. Maybe we can take our drinks up there.
How much? We got the coin for that, Red? I mean, you've been carrying all of it so far.
Ah, fuck.
Well, I
that's
mean, we have gold bar. That should be enough, right? You said
That's-
that's a lot.
That's a different kind of
We'll
gold.
be all
That
right.
doesn't work.
I have some of those gems that I think might be able to get some gold out of.
I have a handful of gold coins as well.
We
I'm
got
sure
the
got
gold
enough
for it.
room.
We're fine.
Okay.
I'll like pull out the pouch, which probably has
That's-
about like
that's
50
the-
gold in it.
That's something we should probably do too. while we're there.
Divvy that up.
Yep.
All right, let's get a move on.
All right. As we start to leave, I actually kind of pop up next to Isaiah. Say, hey, Isaiah, I have a quick request for you.
Okay. Sure.
Nothing,
Shoot.
nothing. Believe me, I think
Wait,
you
no,
will
don't
enjoy
shoot.
this.
But
You will enjoy this. And I just got some. Believe it or not, Cade actually gave me something useful. But in terms of ammunition, I'm actually running low on my own personal reserve. Would you be able to help me make some more?
you have not exactly my area of expertise, but I should be able to help with something. Sure, if you give me a couple, take a look at. Might take a day or so,
yep.
but
That's fine. I just run a little low, and I want to make sure I have plenty for whatever is coming our way.
all right, we can do that. That's not a problem.
Thank you.
Do you mind if you give me the ammo and the gun together, I might be able to keep a look at it and I'll just make a few notes on the side for a little pet project. If you don't mind.
There's a little bit of reluctance. He's
No,
been
not right now.
reluctant
Not right now.
with the gun in general, but he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can take a look at it.
Excellent. That'll be great. All right.
All of you are heading to the happy home then, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where exactly are we gonna put our friends?
What do you mean?
I don't know how everybody's gonna feel about Ook and Othir going into the town.
Puppy's coming in.
I mean, technically, Othir could be like Weird Dog, and I'm sorry. Ook doesn't need bed, right? So he could room with you and whoever else.
Well, we're not going to bed. He's big and heavy, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's just
As
see
long
what
as we're
happens.
traveling together, this is just our life now.
Yep.
They didn't ban me, and I was there twice. That might be a record, from being honest.
You, Ook.
Uh,
He's probably gonna break something. It's fine. I'll fix it. Don't worry. All right.
I mean, if we go to same inn, that'd be new record for me. I've been to inn twice.
there you go.
So we're on the same page.
Exactly the same egg.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, give me a sec. I gotta take a leak. I'll catch up. And I'm gonna go like between two buildings and just kind of like pretend to go to the bathroom while I take 20 gold and like stuff it in my boot out of the bag.
Son of a
then,
bitch.
We're just gonna be walking around just like ching,
Yeah.
ching.
Ching, ching, ching.
I don't know anything about Redrick's background, but I'm pretty sure it includes the ability to hide coin on his body without anybody
Yeah,
noticing.
exactly. There's like a little pouch in there already.
He's got a feet for it.
Exactly.
Alright. Eventually, Redrick, you catch up with the rest of you, with the rest of the party, as you head back to the happy home. A tavern that you had all kind of joined and slept at once before. This evening, it is getting towards at night at this point. You can hear commotion from the inside. You can see light is pouring through one of the large front windows. The balcony hanger overhangs the door, which is closed. Who enters? You all go in, I'm guessing? Okay.
I guess so.
Yep.
I will stay close to Adler.
Okay. So all of you enter in there, and the commotion inside, obviously all of you get looks. You see familiar faces from townsfolk that you have seen before around the town. The same familiar bartender is behind the bar. She is busily working. This place is quite packed. And as you all filter in, you do foster a lot of looks. Until one moment you hear one lady say, as Adlif gives a wave, "Is that a bloody dragon?" You hear another man go, "What? Ah!" You hear a scream from another woman, and the place goes into a panic. People begin to run past all of you. in a panic. Some people are just sitting stunned in a stupor. The bartender at this point looks. Hey, you can't have that thing in here.
It's a dog!
Hold on a
It's
second.
a scale dog
It's-
from down south. You never heard of that?
I'm gonna yell out. Hold on a second. It's just a dog,
Kill
and
it!
I'm gonna cast calm emotions.
How many
So
people
I
can
don't
you
know how
do that
big
to?
this is, but it is a
It's like a
I
20
believe
foot
it's
radius
a
or something, isn't it?
20-foot radius. So
Okay.
if the bar is 20-foot radius, there you go.
It's just a
It's
dog.
just a dog. It's weird, like us. It's okay.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Oh man. Ah.
Hmm.
All right. So does anybody know what
They're
a dragon
from the
is?
deep south, scale dogs, they call them. They're very docile creatures.
With a persuasion. So I roll a 15 and 17. So 17 plus that's a 22 total.
22. At this moment, after you cast calm emotions, you see everybody calm down, and the one guy who's standing up screaming "kill it" says, "Yeah, that's just a dog. Leave him
Right.
alone. It's actually kind of cute." He
Thank
looks
you,
over
sir.
at it.
I'm just gonna like quietly whisper to the party. We have a little time, but maybe should get room.
I would say you
let's-
could come in, but just don't keep it around here. Dogs tend to cause messes. The
I'll
woman's
clean
like,
up after him.
We'll get room. It's okay.
Yes, do you have any open rooms?
A
Very-
silver apiece.
All right, I'll pull out the
Do you have
pouch
a
of gold
big
and just
room
give
that
him.
would handle a lot of us?
No.
Any like private rooms just to talk in? We don't need to stay the night.
No. If you want
Right.
a room to stay in, you can buy one.
How
We have
much is
multiple
room?
rooms.
Is it a
A
silver
silver
apiece?
apiece.
Right. We'll
Two
I'll-
take.
beds per room.
I'll
take two.
I'll hand over 2 silver. Give us biggest room, thank you.
2 rooms. 2 silver. We got it?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes.
She
Sure
takes the
thing.
coin. Hands you a couple set of keys. First 2 on the right. Pointing up the stairs.
Thank you kindly.
Go, 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 go,
Yep,
go.
we just right up the stairs behind. Or down the hallway or whatever it
You can
is.
see her as you all are passing. She's kind of like shaking her head at one point.
It's just a dog.
It's just a dog. It's puppy.
Isaiah waits to make sure everybody else goes up the stairs, including Ook, so he can like fix anything afterwards, just in case.
Just breaking stairs as he makes his way up. Fist by fist.
You all entered into these rooms kind of hurriedly.
Yeah.
Hold tight.
I suppose, do we want to collect him? Ook can stay in this room, and we'll all just meet the other one talk real quick.
Yeah, I think probably
Yeah.
the best idea.
Oh, hold
He
on.
Just plants himself down with a massive.
I guess I guess whatever room Ook's gonna be in, I'm gonna take one of like the mattresses, no matter if it has sheets on it or not, and just kind of like toss it on the floor and just sort of like look at Isaiah and then look at the mattress and then look at Isaiah. Would that work? Does that help? It's soft.
He doesn't sleep.
I know, but maybe he can stand, sit, be on it. Might help floor. I don't know.
Fair enough. Ook, take a lie down. We'll be back in a while. I know this is. I don't know if this is rude or not, but does Othir want to stay here? I mean, it's going to be a lot of boring conversation, probably.
Actually, I'd like Othir to stay with me.
Fair enough.
Always. Alright. Before we get this started, anyone want drinks? I can run down and grab some. Grab some for myself anyway.
Me!
Take one.
1,
Okay.
2, 3,
Sure.
Yeah,
4,
I'll
5.
take one.
Everyone. Alright, got it.
They're probably
Want a
you
hand?
hurriedly downstairs. It's probably like 2 silver for all of the drinks.
Okay, cool.
And tip.
And I will have them refill my flask as well. Just like whatever hard shit gave me the other day, fill it up.
It's still fine. 2 silver is fine still.
Well,
All right, so Black Star Gate. What are we gonna do about that?
Oh,
well,
I guess.
at the very least, we know it's been stopped before, so it's possible to do.
How long ago?
And by what?
Before
And
the smell
how?
plague.
Why? Why Black Star? Is it like from Sky?
It might be two different things. It might be black and star and gate.
Could be star shaped.
Could be a gate that opens up onto a black starry scape. I mean, I don't know much about these places. I know a little bit, um, but before
Instead
that,
leads
sorry.
anywhere, maybe it goes to the stars.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens.
and maybe below as well, and a few other
Yeah.
places.
That seems more likely.
First thing we
Alright.
need to do is find out where, what.
Did Sloan say anything to you, Castus?
It's about as vague as normal. So just close the gate. That's all.
He didn't say where or how.
Nope. So do we know if the monastery has a library?
You never checked?
We didn't see one while we were back there.
We got
Speaking of which,
limited options. We need to know more, right?
Yeah.
So either we sit around here waiting for Mastel and them to no longer be indisposed, or we speak with the knights from the Order of the Blue Flame and hope that they're the good guys, or we kick it over maybe to a bigger city, somewhere where there are more learned folks, colleges, libraries, historians,
city are you
somebody that
thinking?
we can ask for assistance to dig into this shit.
I think there might be another option too.
What you got?
We don't know who's at the manor of the order. Who's the order? The Blue Flame might be at the manor guarding it. Maybe a couple of maybe you and me, Violet and Egg could go check that out. Maybe they're more not such dicks. And maybe while we're doing that, the other three be a little quieter. See if maybe there's a way into the monastery to talk to myself. Doesn't involve the order.
Do we want to risk a fight with the Order? Sneaking in like that?
Well, there's always running away. You don't
Yeah,
always
but
have
if-
to fight.
Guys, who cares if we
But
piss
if
them
there's
off?
fight, shouldn't we all be there?
Well, if we're quiet, we can avoid a fight.
Yeah,
That's the plan.
there,
If it goes well.
there's
that's
a,
true.
If it doesn't, even if you run, we're pretty recognizable as a
And you-
group.
Yeah, that talking in people's heads. Could you do that from where we could be quiet and a distance away and not bother you guys?
Yeah, like I can reach pretty far, like a mile, I think. But I can only do it to I can only really do it to two people at a time, and it doesn't always last the same amount of time. Usually like at least an hour, but sometimes it ends after a longer period of time.
Well, I mean, we could be, a little ways away, but not like all the way in town or anything while you guys are going in.
Mhm.
Just far enough we could run in pretty quick if anything goes down.
Yeah.
But
I think it just comes down to how much do we think Mystel knows.
More than us.
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't
that's
think
all
he
that
knows that
matters.
much.
I
Oh,
think
Also-
if we're gonna planning on sneaking in, it probably should. No offense to everyone else, but Ren and I are probably the least recognizable. We can kind of blend into a crowd better.
I don't know if sneaking into the monastery is going to be the best use of our time. Maybe they have books, right? But you got to figure if they do, Mastel probably knows what's in them, right? Mastel didn't even know what the Moonstone was for.
Fair.
I
well,
don't
he
think
didn't
he knows
tell
any more
us.
than I guess he could have been lying.
But there's also that stone Atlas was talking to him about. I don't know how it works, but maybe we could ask him to see if he could find Sloan.
He would need something from Sloan in order to use it to find him.
He needs
Arthur,
it
do
or
you
it
have
makes it
anything?
easier.
Don't look at me. Chasing this guy for fucking
Unless he
months
was
now.
already familiar with him for some reason. But if he wasn't, then yeah.
He was in town. Could have paid a stop to the monastery.
Do we think those 3 Five Blades guys, the first dead bodies we found in the woods, do we think those were connected to Sloan? Because maybe some of the gear was related enough to him.
I mean,
Eh.
I said his name.
Yeah, Cackler's dead. Yeah.
It's a big long shot.
We know
Oh,
that the five blades were in the forest, deeper in the forest anyway, because that letter with the pouch.
pouch and the letter and what might belong to somebody, but they also might belong to one of the people that are dead. So I don't know if it'd be of any use.
Well, we have to figure out something because
Wait. So, if we want to look for library, and if books are made of parchment, wouldn't the more people mean more books? So shouldn't we go to uh what's the place called? Angkor Wat? No.
Thinking of Arabar?
Error. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, wouldn't it make more sense that more people means more like books? So wouldn't they have like a lot of books there?
That was my thinking.
Hey.
bar. Well, the only thing I'm worried about is if this was around or before the spell plague. In a place like Arabar, I don't know if they would have kept all those books.
Probably not.
Better shot at
Sespage and
finding
the Order might
information
have.
there than here.
Well, they're
That's
really
true.
like
Yeah.
scared of like any magical stuff or anything, but I think I heard that Sespech is, more open to that sort of thing. Maybe we could try one of those cities.
And that's where the
Well,
Order's
What's the
based.
closest?
So, I mean, I'm not really sure about this whole big thing that happened, but if it was kind of bad, would it be better to try to go to a place that was around before then?
Arabar would have been around at that
Maybe
time.
they'd have.
Arabar would have been around that time. They got hit pretty hard by the spell plague.
So, and if Erebar is still around, then maybe they at least know something. Or this says botch says bitch says pitch says pitch.
Yep. I would say you guys would probably have an easier time at Sespage.
I think Suspect would be a good idea.
There's ways to get by in Arabar. Plus, we had that way I can get in touch with my people.
Atlas, are you okay?
Yeah.
I can't go with you guys.
Why?
What's that mean?
Wait, what? Why? Is everything okay?
My home's in danger. I need
What?
to go back to the Green Braids.
Pardon?
The Trondlewood. I know. I left the Trondlewood for a bit, but the Trondlewood is in danger. And it's my home, and I have to save it.
Darling, I I think we're at a point where everything is in danger.
I know.
If you are with us pursuing the Black Gate to close it, you are helping the Chondlewood.
But actually, they might. How long? Do you know how long your village has been around?
My tribe?
Yeah.
your tribe, you know that it was established after the spell plague and may have even been there before. I mean, like, your tribe doesn't have a written history of how long it's existed. It's existed as long as you know it has, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's no way of really knowing since we don't keep records or
Your
anything.
parents were a couple 100 years old, and, you know.
So, based on my parents' age, could have been before the spell plague. I don't know.
And they probably know. Well,
My tribe was wiped out.
yeah, that's fair. I'm just thinking if there's some danger right now, it might be involved. And if they were thinking this gate was around here somewhere, part of the spell plague, it may well be that either they've seen something or they it's actually part of this.
I mean,
Is this something we could help with? Or is this something just you have to do?
I don't know. I just know that from what I know about Castus and his new job, I don't know if our paths lie other ways.
I mean,
Well,
well,
I mean,
Green Bright.
he-
Sorry.
sorry. I mean, I was given the job. He didn't give me a time of delivery though.
And even then, Greenbright said that they would take care of Tree. It wasn't really our responsibility.
I don't think it's the party's responsibility, but I feel that it is mine.
Calder walks over and kneels down in front of Adleth and just takes her hands. Darling, if this gate opens, nothing is safe. Chondawood included. There won't be a Chondawood if whatever comes out of this thing gets out. You have to make your decision, and I won't tell you what to do. But if you want my opinion, what we're doing now is probably the best thing you can do for your home.
I'm going to say in Giant, I don't want you to go. You're the closest thing that I have probably to home, and I've appreciated it. But if you do choose to leave, I understand. But just don't forget that if things happen to change, just don't forget that you can come back. Please. We all appreciate you.
I don't, I
Well,
don't, I don't know what he's saying, but you do whatever the hell you want. If they're trying to stop you, easy, send it their way.
Thank you,
no.
Redrick. That's very helpful.
Um,
Right on, brother. No, I don't say that.
I think I need to go back to the Chondawood and help the Green Braids protect the tree. I'm sorry.
No. Oh, I start to speak. I start to speak in common, but instead I'll start speaking in Giant instead. You don't have to apologize. It's fine. Though I know everyone can't understand us, we all understand.
Oh, you guys are the closest thing I have to a family. But the Chondawood's been my home forever, and I'll be honest, with all the talk about going to the big cities, and stuff. I don't think that's the place for me. But
And
I can stay in contact. If you guys come back to the Chandlewood, I'm gonna ask Lillian if I can stay at the Green Braids camp.
make
Maybe
sure to visit.
your journey. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say we'll make sure to visit at some point as
Maybe
we can.
if the gate does have some connection to the Chandlewood, maybe I'll be able to figure something out to help.
To take off my pack and go through my bag and pull out my one chili that I have left. I'm going to hand it over to Adler. And still in Giant, though I know this isn't the same, it's still hot in flavor. Please work on fire as I'll try to work on dragons. And I'll pick up my bag and I will leave the room and I will go into the next room with Ook.
Kate's gonna cry.
Estes, can you give me a perception check?
Oh, that's really good. Perception, that is a dirty 20.
Can I have the rest of you mute your mic or deafen, please? Except for Gordon,
Okay.
obviously.
Mm,
Just
just-
take off your
Yeah,
headset.
just message me on Discord when you need me
Alright.
back.
Mhm.
Wait.
So I deafen?
No, you stay.
No,
on.
you
How do
go
I
on
do
Estes.
that?
Bottom left-hand side of your Discord, you'll see a little pair of headphones. Just click them.
Message me when you need me.
So at this point, as she's saying all of this, you see an interesting sight. The first thing you see is sitting next to Othir, as Othir is kind of curled up behind her, a small little cat. It's Draco, but he's changed colors. He's now black, with the same wing pattern sketched on his back. Except this time it's white fur, and it's almost exactly like dragon wings. And behind here, you begin to see a glow. And a gauntleted hand reaches down and places a hand on her shoulder. Like this. And you hear a familiar voice that you have not heard in a very, very long time. She is the key. It is your duty to protect her. The Father says so, and he wills it to be done. And that's it. You see the gauntlet fade into this green mist.
Ow. Ow. Stephen.
No voice returns.
Okay.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gordon, come back.
Well,
Message me on
back.
Discord, he says. I messaged him on Discord, he does not paying attention.
Listen, I can't check my Discord on
Um,
my computer, and it wasn't popping up on my phone, so.
It's all good.
I am, though I go in the room and I close the door, I am going to be waiting, like right against the door, just listening to hear the door next door to open and then close.
So Calder still like kneeling down in front of Adlith with his like holding her hands. He'll just kind of pat him. Do what you gotta do, darling. Take care of what you love. And then I'll stand up and back away a few steps.
Small little cat walks past you from behind you, Adlith, past Othir. Different in color, you all see at this time. Now, pure black cat with these white etchings on its back, almost symbolizing dragon wings as it comes and it curls up next to Cassis as it plants itself and begins to purr lightly.
Edlith, I think you might need an escort to the Chunderwood.
But I know how to get there.
I know, but it might not be too bad to have a friend.
Okay.
You leaving too?
Just for a bit, I think. But no, we have to. We're friend safe. And again, Sloan, while having his contract, didn't exactly give me a date to I had to deliver this. So I think a short detour for me might not be that bad.
But I thought you don't like me.
Why would you say that?
You got mad at me.
I got mad
you
at a
don't
lot of
like...
people. And he walks over to her and kind of gets right in front of her. Adlith, I think I can say that you and Egg are probably the two of the most trustworthy people I've ever known. And you can't really get mad at you guys.
At this point, all of you hear a knock at the door.
Come in, Egg!
You hear the door. It opens. Standing in the door, you see a familiar face. The sheriff, Pav Belmont. Takes his
Sheriff?
cap off. Well, hello. I haven't seen all of you in some time.
I guess
Um,
I will. I'm sorry. I guess I will open the door and peek out and see that it's not Adlith, but the door's open, and just kind of slowly wander over and just kind of like peek my head around the open door just to see what's going on, probably right behind the sheriff.
There is a visitor that would like to speak with all of you when you have the time. You can meet downstairs. When you're
Who is
ready,
that?
I've cleared out the building. Someone from the Order.
Would we be worried? As I say behind him.
Should you? Kind of looks back at all of you.
You know, maybe that gentleman we spoke to outside the church decided to follow up after all.
Guess
Are
we
you-
know who we're talking to next?
Are you alright? You, the mayor, you guys.
Oh yeah,
Good.
just a
No
little
reason we
conversation
shouldn't
go.
be.
We found people who said they were doing an investigation, and they didn't look like the gentlest investigators. So
Heard you were indisposed. Is the bathroom okay?
Kind of like
Son
looks
of
at
a
you.
bitch.
I'll be downstairs, waiting. Take your time. Kind of turns around and walks away.
Should I stay up here?
Go wherever you want to, darling. But I think we gotta take care of business
Promise you'll come visit the Trundlewood?
if we can.
I'll kill any of those creatures that we fought if I see any more.
well, I mean,
Atta
they
girl.
are just creatures. You know, they have much right to live as anything does. Maybe only kill them if they're coming after you or yours.
Probably not the ones that we've been fighting.
Oh yeah, those ones. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I was thinking the
Undead fiends from the lower plains.
Yeah,
Kill 'em
no,
all.
those things. But there were the crawlers too. The crawlers were all right. We just stumbled on them when they were hungry.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
Um,
Adel, before you go,
Adlith, you just
you're welcome to
Adlith,
go.
just
I'm not
stay
gonna.
here. I'm gonna we're gonna talk to the whoever's downstairs, and I'll be back. Okay.
Yeah. Before you go, can I have a word with Othir in private? Little cousin to cousin thing. You know, I remember family reunion. We got a thing going on.
Mhm.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yes, we established Othir wasn't your egg, but yes, you're like cousins.
Yeah, basically, it's a complicated relationship.
Okay. Yeah. Ren,
Yeah.
can I give this to you? And Adlith is gonna take her pouch off her hip and hand it over. It's got 6 gold in it.
Oh, are you sure?
We're rich.
I have had 10 gold on me for the last about 50 years. This is 6 of it. I don't think I'll
Okay.
use it.
All right. Well, thank you, Adla. I appreciate it.
And Isaiah, you take this. And she's gonna hand over the carrion crawler poison that she collected.
Very kind of you. I'll make sure to put it to good use.
Don't drink it.
I'm not worried about that. I'll be fine.
And then, egg. You came back. Good. This is for you. And since you've known Adlitz, she has had an earring. It's on her art. It's a wolf tooth earring. Egg would know that it was her first hunt. It was a souvenir from her first hunt when she was like 10. And that she made into an earring, and she's gonna hand it over to him. So I'm always with you.
You're gonna make me cry. Egg, I guess after having to receive it, it's just gonna hold it. It's gonna like look at it for a second. It's gonna like clutch it tightly in one hand, and with the other hand, it's just gonna like grab her hand and hold it for a second, and just pull her in and give her just a big old bear hug, which she hasn't really done before, to at least to you or really to anybody, and is gonna whisper to you, "Just promise you'll be safe."
She'll hold up a pinky.
I guess I'll kind of like let go. And I'll use my pinky to grab her pinky.
Promise.
Please.
Castus, I'll meet you by the edge of the wood, okay?
Okay.
And Adlith will, if everyone allows, she will give everyone a hug goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
She's starting to tear up.
As you
When,
pull away from Calder, too, he'll like kind of ruffle your hair a little bit. See you soon, darling.
As Atlas comes up to Isaiah, he's got a little, like, piece of paper size little bit of the elk hide out and cleaned up and cut off, and he's playing around with it, one of his little tools, and he goes, well, I'll make sure at least I come back, and I'll do my best to make sure they come with me. And you just take care of yourself and yours, and remember, only to the rude people.
Yeah.
The good people get hugs. And he'll hand over the piece of hide, and on it is a picture of the party at the tree, with the stars above them, and Egg handing out stew to everybody.
Oh.
Adlith will take it, and she starts to cry, like Kate is. And she will say, "Thank you for being the dad I lost."
Oh. Guys, I can't.
And then she goes in for a hug, even though she's much taller than Isaiah.
Oh, he's practically bawling by now. Definitely. Hugs are back. Well, if you're gonna leave, you gotta do it at some point. We should we should go talk to this person.
Bye, everyone. And Adlith will tell Puppy she'll meet him outside, and she leaves.
So at this moment, I would like the rest of you to deafen once again. Everyone but Gordon.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna step away. I need to take a breather, so I'll be back.
I am deaf, and I just took off my headphones. So
You see Othir. Almost as Adlith walks out, he almost goes to follow her and he turns around and he sits there on his hind legs and just stares at you. Then you see him blow out a pile of smoke. You would dare leave your charge. You are nothing, like they said. Disappointment.
Still in the room with everyone else?
Everyone else is probably left at this point.
Oh, okay. Cool. Leave my charge? Fuck does that mean? You know something. What's going on? Listen, I heard you.
Boy, you are not like anyone else. There's a reason that you can speak to me. You can understand me. There's a reason that girl that is left has birthed me out of fire. There's a reason that she was with you, that you and I have met. If the rumors are true, you would follow her until death. But if you do not feel that pull, then you are lost, like the others, and are not trusted to hear my voice, to be in her service. You should feel ashamed.
Hey, last I checked, I'm not in anyone's service but my own. Alright. So why don't you just tell me what the hell's going on here?
Stares back at you. Do not feel the pull.
I don't know what the pull is. I know what you mean by that.
Close your eyes.
I'll close them, I guess.
You hear that?
Nothing.
You hear a heartbeat. Your own heart beating.
No. I don't hear shit. Listen, you're being cryptic as shit right now, and if there's a one thing I hate, it's people that are cryptic as shit. Just fucking spill it, man.
You ever wondered why you look the way you do? Why you can change whenever you get angry?
Always just assumed birth defect.
Liar! You are the only one that you've ever seen that can do what you can do. Am I right?
Alright. What does that mean?
You're special. You care for those disenfortunate. Am I correct?
How do you know that?
Stares at you.
Fuck hell. Reminded me of asshole named Snow we just met. You know that? A little bit of lack of information on both your ends.
What you search for, that hunger, that bestial primal feeling inside of you that you cannot explain, the answers you are looking for lie with that girl.
I don't give a shit why I'm the way I am. But I got over that years ago. I am what I am. Why? How it affects me? Fuck if I know. I ain't changing it. Just gonna live with it.
You are more important than you will ever know. That blood that courses through your veins means more than you ever know. Acting like a child, he just kind of growls, is what ended your kind in the first place. If you do not feel a sense of duty at this very moment, then you are already a failure. Those people you want to take care of, they don't truly matter. Your honor is lost. Just like those who have come before you.
Hey, you
Once
listen
again,
here.
I am disappointed.
Hey, you listen here. Those people, they're fucking everything to me. You lift a finger towards them? You insult them again? Better watch the fuck out, because I don't care if you're Adlet's pet or not. Fucking extend the claws, like, just like slowly.
Kind of like paces for a moment.
We done here? Or are you gonna tell me anything I can actually use?
She's the key. I've told you everything I know. Things are still coming back to me, slowly, in pieces. But if you are to stop whatever you want to stop, she is the key. He just walks out.
Fuck hell. Everyone with the useless information, god. And I guess I'll just walk out and try and figure out where the rest of the party went.
Man, oh man.
Yep.
Oh, as you all walk down, the rest of those two are still deafened, so hold on one moment.
Liam.
Yeah.
Edwin.
Throw it in chat or something
Friends, you
for
need to
Liam.
hear.
Hello. Oh, we got one back.
Hey.
Sorry.
You're good.
Thank you for the message, Term.
Mm-hmm.
Atlas isn't in this scene anyway.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
She fucking indisposed.
Okay. All right,
Thanks,
let's
Mike.
go. Yep, no problem.
As you all, even you, Adlith, descend the stairs, the once very, very busy tavern is no longer busy. You do not see any more patrons or the bartender. You see Pav, the sheriff, sitting across the table from another individual, dressed in the same dirty gray cloak that you had seen the other two sentinels before. Except this one is very interesting. The same very bronze-like skin, but his is darker. If he was to stand, he stands taller than Adlith. But in the chair, he sits very stoic, and you can tell just his stature makes him a very tall individual. He sits across from Pav, his hands across his chest, not really facing you. You guys can't really see the individual's face, but you can tell that he is just completely bald. He has the hood pulled back. He seems to be waiting patiently, nothing in front of him. As you go to walk past before the rest of your party follows, the individual puts up a hand. If you don't mind, would you please give me one moment?
I just said goodbye to everybody, though.
I just have a few questions.
It's okay, Atlas. It's all right.
Okay. She'll kind of hang by the door.
I guess I guess just saying during the conversation, every once in a while, Eggball's eyes will look toward Adlet's, and if they happen to meet, will immediately look away. And then eventually just kind of wander back toward Adelaide.
She's kind of looking at the ground. You can see the tail is flicking back and forth really quickly. You can probably guess she's anxious. That's how she gets when she's anxious.
Thank you all for coming. Please have a seat.
Sure. I'll sit down at the table across from him.
So
I'll
this
be to the left.
individual, as you get a better, closer look, you can see these sky blue eyes, very reminiscent to the blue flame color that you have seen before. Except they're not flaming or anything. These are just a very similar coloration. Contrasts very heavily against the dark bronze skin of his. He has one major scar that you see that runs down the side of his face. Completely bald head, no facial hair. I am Lead Sentinel Abad El Hatam. It is very nice to meet all of you. He kind of just bows his head.
Bow my head.
Howdy. What can we do for you, Sentinel?
I put his name in chat in roll 20.
Thank you.
Abad El Hatam.
I apologize for my acquaintances' interactions earlier. We are never really that rude. You have the apologies of me and the Order.
Accepted.
When we heard of the imp attack, the sheriff delivered his message from the mayor. It was our duty to come investigate. You see, the monastery and Master Maistel that you have met before are under our charge. If anything of the arcane arts, different planes, anything odd happens in Cespish or surrounding areas, it is the jobs of the Sentinels to go investigate.
There's been a lot of odd around here as of late.
Not only here, my friend. All over Cespish. And there are even rumors that similar attacks have been happening all over this region, including Alarbal.
Troubling.
Troubling indeed. We also have found out, through our inquiries, that all of you had traveled into the Trundlewood. Apparently on the trail of the thieves that had taken the Moonstone.
That's right.
Did you find anything?
Some.
To be fair, when we went that way, we weren't chasing thieves. We were running an errand for someone else to get information about thieves.
I guess it happened by accident?
Can I attempt to get kind of a read on this guy just to see if, like, he's talking about, like, why they're here, and it sounds very, like, you know, here to do the right thing, investigate, solve the weirdness. Shut up, Siri.
Here's what I found.
Can I try to get a vibe for whether that's like genuine or if it's kind of like it's like he's just trying to dig out info. Oh, fuck me, natural one. No.
Damn.
I'm here to work with all of you.
Yes.
If you do not want to tell me what you found, it might lead into further investigation to your party. You
Well,
all
we don't-
seem like you're simple folk on your own agendas. The Order
We
does not
certainly-
want to interfere.
We certainly don't want any trouble. I'll kind of look around at the group, just try to get like a.
Might as well- might as well.
It's probably best if we
Yeah, I
we
think
all
so.
we need friends. We need friends and we need information. So if you're willing to share with us, maybe some of what you know, we could certainly tell you everything that happened to us. This looks like it's coming down the pipeline. It's going to hit us just as hard as everybody else. So, more we know, the better protected we are. And maybe we could help.
I'd like to think we're people in troubling circumstance.
Before we get into that, why should we trust you?
You have no reason to trust me.
There you go. That's my answer.
But I will warn you, we are the governing bodies of these lands. If you are found that you have anything to do with the attacks here, or withholding information of our investigation, you will be subject to an arrest.
Wait.
Well,
So I'm what's the word? Pardon? Pardon me, but I I thought this town was with Erebar, right? Are you also with Erebar?
This town has not been part of Erebar in some time, my friend.
Oh, odd.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think in this case, looking around at the group, honesty might be the best policy.
It's not
More
like we know much
information is always.
anyway.
Yep.
Just tell them. Just tell them
Not
what
a
we know.
lot, but what we do know is pretty fucking awful, and I'm gonna. Oh god, it might be wrong. I have encountered a lot of fake fuckers in the past, pretending to be the good guys. But I'm gonna trust this once that you actually are. In the Chondawood, we encountered some men from the Five Blades. I assume you're familiar with.
He doesn't give you a response, just staring at you.
I'll take that as a yes. From what we found, it seemed they were protection for somebody doing something. They seemed to be on the same path that we were, so we tried to make haste, catch up with them before they did more horrible shit.
This individual you speak of, Sloan is his name, yes?
He was involved. I don't think he's the only one, but he was definitely involved.
What the fuck do you know about Sloan? Come on. Has everyone got that name? It's on reserve.
They've been following the same trail we have. Probably know about as much as we do. Well,
Go ahead.
no, so he just didn't seem like he was going to give anything.
I was kind of thinking about what I was
Okay.
going to say.
If he's going to jump
No,
in,
no,
go
you're
for
okay.
it.
The mayor mentioned an individual had entered our town, introduced himself to her as Sloan, was an emissary from Erebar. Was to meet an individual here, take a trek into the Trundlewood. Said he disappeared, without any other notice, the night before the attack. Other than you, all of you, he was the only oddity in Elbador.
Him and whoever's with him.
Did you
Did
happen to
anyone
get
else
a
go
name?
missing?
Those that had seen Sloan, when he left the town, he left by himself. Whoever he was to meet, he did not meet here.
And you didn't find out who that. Don't even have. She did. The mayor didn't have a name for who he was to meet.
No. Like I said, he stopped here, did not find what he was looking for, and continued on to the Trundlewood himself.
Well, his path through the Chondawood with whoever he's with was rife with destruction and death. Murdering, burning. God knows what else. We followed them to a tree, the Lumen Grove. You ever heard of it?
I've heard of it, but by other names, yes. This is the common way to say it.
Luith Arid was another name we'd heard. Seemed to be a place of some kind of ancient power. They got there before we did, and they were gone by the time we got there. They left us a nice little present in the form of some undead and fiendish foes to deal with. These fiends that were there, though, they seem to be repeating conversations that they'd heard prior from Sloane and these other individuals that he was with. One in particular sounded like a pretty nefarious sort. They mentioned collecting pieces to open what they call the Black Gate. We sorted out a little bit more since then. The Black Star Gate.
See him
It's
clench
kinda-
his jaw at that name.
Ooh, can we read anything into that?
Yeah.
Insight check.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on him, like, for any reaction. So as soon as I see that,
Can I
like,
take that role too? For sure.
yeah, is that like he knows too,
Sure.
like they know too much, or like, oh, I've heard that name before.
My
Could
role's
I,
craft.
as a third?
It'll raise the DC if you do. But sure.
Then never mind.
Frederick?
I got a 10.
Calder.
6.
You saw a reaction when the name was mentioned. It was obvious. It was an obvious reaction. What
So
it meant, you
recognition.
don't know. Right.
That's all we know, pretty much.
I don't like it. Anyway,
To our understanding, whatever they got from this grove in the Moonstone, and God knows what other pieces they have collected, are working towards this end, opening this gate to unleash something. Someone, I guess. What we heard was he... Shit, what was it? I kind of look at Isaiah. He will walk...
He will return to rule us once again.
Sounded pretty fucking bad.
yeah, nothing good really.
I mean, and that's. We're making a fairly logical assumption, but it is still an assumption that the Moonstone is connected, because, of course, it is. But there was the interesting part that whoever stole the Moonstone and whoever summoned those imps into town was using blue flame magic.
That is true.
He also used to. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, which is why we were a bit hesitant to speak with you openly.
It's as
Yeah,
I
sir.
feared. Explain what you found at the tree. What did it look like?
Why don't you give us some information first? Seems like we're doing a lot of talking. You're not doing much of it. My opinion.
Ask all the questions, then I am at your disposal.
Well, we would like to stop this. We want to help people, the world, I guess. Shit, I don't know. Whatever this is, it's clearly not right.
If we were to stop this gate, where would be best place to start?
Do you all really think you would even have stand a chance? Do you even know anything about what you're stepping into?
Not really, but we're hoping you can tell us.
And it never hurts to try.
It can hurt quite a lot until
It
you
can
die.
hurt.
Yeah, I don't know if
Quite a
hurt's
lot,
the right
but-
word.
It doesn't
But
seem like a big problem to me.
Let's start simply. Do you know where/what the Black Star Gate is?
I do. I know of its history, at least. We have a collection at the Order of suspicion surrounding areas. The history of Ecuador is slim, but very important to the history of Faerun, if I do not say myself. What do you all know of kind of thinks for a moment. What do you all know of the ancient city of elves that used to reside deep within the Chonolud?
Precious little.
Adleth pipes up from the door and says, "It's not just a rumor?"
They are not a rumor, my dear. The elves of the realm of Rushian Zan once held this so-called Stargate in their possession, though they named it another name. It was said, and in record, to be a portal to any plane of existence that you wish to travel to.
Ooh, that's bad.
These elves were obsessed with the gods of all types, power. Elbodor itself used to be called another name, but in record it is only stated as Old Elbodor. It was destroyed by monsters and creatures and things that are only described in appearance and have no name in history. Whatever these elves unleashed, it was horrible. This was before the spell plague.
Are you sure the elves were wiped out? There is rumors of a city deep within the Trondlewood that no one has ever seen before.
All record, all Rushian Zan says they no longer exist. I apologize.
I know that this is a long shot,
Hold your
but
questions. Let me finish first. The elves would never take responsibility for what happened to Elbodorn and the surrounding areas. They blamed it on a rogue wizard of theirs, Bethula. Obsessed with power and apparently corrupted by one of these other planes. There was a select few of them that were allowed to travel within the different planes. One of them, Bethula, was corrupted. And with that power, he was set to unleash unknown horrors among the land. The only thing that stopped him from completing his goal was the spell plague. It apparently cut off all access to the gate, and it crumbled. As the plague swept through the land, all magic crumbled. So all access to the gate was destroyed, along with the elves. We, as we came and rose from the ashes of the flame, had an investigation and discovered many pieces of the gate. The reason we erected the monastery here in Elboror was for our kind to protect a piece of that gate, which has apparently now been stolen and in the possession of this character you named Sloan. Now,
So,
answer me this other question. Explain what happened to the tree. What did it look like?
it was black.
About yay high, red, horns, threw fire around.
The fiends.
Yeah.
Yes, the tree itself was black. The water mucked up with blood and gore. The leaves had all
Purple
fallen.
leaves.
Or
apparently it never dropped any leaves until we happened to get to it. Leaves were already all over the ground by the time we were there.
The tree itself actually lashed out at a few of us. Ren,
You have a sample of the leaves?
did
Um,
anyone take a leaf?
I did actually. Yeah.
Can I see it?
Ren, could you tell him
Sure.
more about your? You made a connection with the tree.
The tree spoke to me. It spoke to me.
What do you mean it spoke to you?
Uh, it spoke in my mind. Because it when we had been on watch the night before, it kind of like loomed over us, and so I thought maybe I could try to talk to it. And so I did. I just approached it, and I was like, "Hi, I know you're a tree, but I'm trying to talk to you." And then it didn't like that, and it kind of burnt me. Here's the leaf.
He takes it, puts his hand and sets on the table, waves his hand over it, says some words in a language that none of you understand, and it burns up into blue flame. I've never seen anything like this before. And it thinks for a moment. Takes a piece of parchment out and writes something on it, folds it up, puts it in an envelope, takes some wax that he has in his pack, heats it up with a candle sitting on the table, and prints the Order of the Blue Flame ring on the wax and puts the letter and just sets it in front of him.
There was also at the tree a wooden person creature. Do you know what that was?
I think that was more part of the forest, a guardian, as let's call it.
Right.
But big thing is, once we sort of got stuck in with these fiends, a couple of bodies around the pool that had been killed, human bodies, sort of got back up, mutated, distorted, oddly misshapen, but got back up and tried to kill us all.
If it means anything, it seemed like they were after the water from the tree specifically. At least that's what we were there for.
I see your hand, girl. Talking to you, Ren.
My hand?
One moment, let's make sure this is exactly how this works.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You lose your hand.
Takes your hand. If you give it to him.
And she'll very hesitantly like reach it forward, and she kind of holds it kind of stiff.
He just places it in his hand, and he places the palm across his. Closes his eyes and opens them, and you see that the pupils have now faded, and it is just this blue iris. It just covers his entire eyes. And all of a sudden, he kind of comes out of it. Just as I feared. You've come in contact with the tree, yes?
Yeah.
Any other of you?
Physical contact?
What's it do you?
I feel like it has made a connection with you. A very deep curse lies within both of your souls, unfortunately.
Care to elaborate on that a little bit? Seems like
I can
it.
only sense it. I do not know what it entails.
There is just no end to the shit we step in, is there?
But I can tell you it does not come from this plane. And whatever you have contacted, it's made a connection.
It wasn't the tree itself?
The tree was only a vessel.
Well, fuck.
Now,
a vessel
quick
for
question.
what exactly?
You did mention your order found parts, as in multiple, of the gate. We're only aware of the moonstone and, well, now potentially something doing with this tree.
My friend, I will say this. These type of gates, before the spell plague, were prominent in very powerful magical circles. Not only the elves had possession of these, but many other peoples as well. Very powerful magics were being played with before the collapse of the Weave. Unfortunately, some of them fell into the hands of the irresponsible, the greedy, and the unwise.
Do we know how many more parts they need?
Do you want
We
the good
know.
news or the bad news?
I mean, it's all bad news at this point, isn't it?
I think
That
we already know.
moonstone is the only thing that they need to erect the gate once again.
Well, that's pretty fucking bad news.
The good
Good
news
news?
is I only know one contact that may know the information to help us stop whatever is going to be happening here. She lies to the
Start.
south. I could contact her and have her meet you here within a few days. She may know more about your curse and about the arcane properties of these gates. Unfortunately, I am not the most wise in these situations, and I do need to get back to Onpenta. If you do this favor I'm about to ask you, you will forever be in our favor. And you will be granted access to the Council in Onpenta for any reward you do seek. But right now, that curse that lays upon you, it's bound you to that gate. Unfortunately, whatever lies beyond it, it's tied to you.
What does
What's
And
that
only
that?
mean?
you, I believe, are going to be able to stop it. Whatever that means. The Order kind of leans back. When I say there were more attacks around the surrounding areas, I mean a lot more. These imps that you had fought here are nothing compared to what is being reported around the area. Creatures never seen before, written in lore, from all sorts, all different types of planes. I think this gate is only one that has been opened. If it is a gate that is letting any of these creatures out at all. But it could be a start.
Maybe
Good.
If
maybe
you
we're
would do this
lucky and they
for
don't
us,
know where it is. Yes.
as vassals of the Order of the Blue Flame, you will be rewarded. Absconded of any charges that you may hold, or anything you run from. We are just spread thin.
Could these attacks have happened only to the west, in cities or towns, or to the east as well?
As far as that information goes, to the south, anything east of the Trundlewood we do not have contact with. Our main source of information comes from the major cities and ports surrounding it.
People of Erebar, they alright?
The city itself still stands, but it seems like these attacks are happening on the outside surrounding areas.
So the theory is they're opening several of these gates.
But the thing is, it's curious because this is not the only type of gate ever reported of this sort of thing. So
I mean,
I-
it sounds like they're trying to dial in. Maybe they don't know where he is. And so they just keep opening the gate to random
My-
places.
point is, it may not be the gate. The gate may just be one fissure in many that are scouring this land. What do all of you know of the Spare Plague?
What's a spell plane?
Big magic shit destroyed everything. Is there much else to
I-
know?
A lot of destruction a long time ago.
I
Not
just
only the destruction, What was that?
Sorry, just out of curiosity, have I ever heard of anything called the spell plague, or at least any sort of mention whatsoever? Any type of weird magical thing
Give me
had
a
it
history check.
All right. Just out of curiosity, because you never know. All right.
While we're
I
doing
guess
checks,
at least I've heard Cade mention it, right?
it's a long shot, but have I ever heard of the Rishi and Zon elves?
History check.
I rolled a 17.
So yes, your people have spoke about the plague, the magical plague that has swept across the lands. It definitely affected your lands as well. Mainly, the rumor being the reason that your lands are so plagued with brown dragon is because whenever the spell plague swept through the land, not only did it break the weave of magic, but it opened up an opportunity. It like awakened a lot of ancient sleeping beings, like large how do I say this, like earth and elementals, and like there was like a lot of elemental activity, dragons, things that were like that slept and were dormant for a very very long time, um, came back in that moment, um, as well. So that's the reason that there is like a plague itself of brown dragons that sit um, just below the peaks that you were from. So
Okay.
19.
19. You have not.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So what would you have us do? How can we help?
Wait for my contact. She will be. I could get her within a few days. Explain to her what has been going on here. She may have an inkling exactly where the gate is, at least where it may have lied at one point.
Few days is a long time. Nothing to do in the meantime?
Wait, and pray that his world is not consumed by whatever is happening.
Okay.
All
We don't
right.
have anywhere else to start.
My
This is
contact,
the hell.
her name is Velkin. She's a very interesting character when you meet her.
Vilkin?
That is her name.
Is,
Okay.
is this Kate doing? Is Adlith making this expression, or is this?
She's not part of the order, but I trust her. She has a lot of knowledge of these areas.
Okay.
She has an expertise in many unique magics. She may be able to help.
Well, I guess thanks for the information. Um, Adlith, he kind of turns to Adlith. Are you still planning on leaving?
She just gives a solemn nod.
Ah, I thought that was what is going on, he says, and he stands up. And Adlith, he is taller than you. You even kind of have to like look up at him, and he's an odd giant-like figure. Though he's rarely lanky, he's not quite Goliath-like stature, but he is very, very tall, long, lanky-like um, appendices and stuff like that. He's just a very odd-looking character, and it's very hard to see beneath the robes. But he walks up to you, Adlith, and says, "Would you please deliver this?" He hands you the letter.
To who?
You were friends with the druid Lillian, no?
Yeah.
She is a very old friend of mine.
Whoa, really? She's an old friend of mine too.
Take this to her. The druids in Sapra need to know what is going on to the Trundlewood. They will know what to do.
Okay, I could do that. And you could see that Adlis has been pretty uncertain about like her decision and stuff like that. But now that she has like been given a task to do herself, she looks a lot more confident. I can do that.
I trust you. The rest of you, with sincere thanks. I appreciate your aid in this time.
Oh, one last thing out of curiosity. This kind of gives him sort of like a weird like look like up and down, especially since after he stand up and he is a pretty good stature, though a little shorter than he's used to. He will say in giant, "Do you understand what I'm saying?
Responding back in giant. I understand many languages, my friend.
Are we one and the same? Or is this just coincidence?"
Coincidence, my friend, I promise you.
Gives them a bright smile. I look forward to meeting you again. I appreciate a fellow speaker.
Very well.
I have
Uh,
one more question for you. I'll be escorting Adleth to her destination. So obviously, I won't be with the rest of the party here. Do you have any way of any tools on you? Any sort of anything that can help us talk to one another? Because we're going to be apart, and we may need to regroup at some point.
Unfortunately, no. Just have faith you will see each other once again. But I was going to leave you with this. And he kind of reaches into the pack that's been sitting next to the table the entire time. And he pulls out a beautiful piece of armor. It's mail. He lays it out in front of him. It is this bright silver, but it has this faint bluish tint to it. It almost looks like chainmail in a way. This is mithril. A very flexible metal, but extremely durable. It will keep you quiet in times of need. Here. It is the armor of the Sentinel. I gift it to all of you. And he lays it flat on the table and bows heavily.
Well, thank you
Out
very
out of the
much.
bag, he kind of reaches and he pulls out two pairs of gauntlets that he sets on top of it. Wait for the contact. She will be of great aid. I promise you that.
Hey, say, where are you heading after this? I have a letter I need you to deliver.
Opatar,
Gonna pass through Arabar on your way?
the order is not allowed in Erebar.
Figured. Alright.
Any questions before I take my leave?
Thank
No,
you.
sir. Thank you for the trust. We have met quite a bit of resistance just trying to do the right thing. It's refreshing.
Do you think we will meet again?
If fate allows.
Hopefully under better circumstances. And maybe I can make you some food in return. He just gives kind of a sly smile.
I would like that. Mr. Sheriff, if you would escort me back to my people, it is time for us to depart. Of course. The rest of you, good to see all of you.
Sure.
And this very, very tall man, 7'5" probably,
Jeez.
walks out of the
Yeah,
happy home.
that's a big dude.
About 20 seconds after they
I-
leave, Isaiah will actually run out real quick following them.
Oh. Okay.
Ah,
Lee,
breathe.
knees, not what they used to be, you know. I just had maybe one quick question that wasn't necessarily pertinent, but while I got you here, I wanted to make sure it got out. I, I I came to this town for the festival. I'd seen some advertisements about it and knew someone who was interested in your order. If they were looking to sign up, where would a new recruit go? Where would they be trained?
The city itself. The Grand
Oh,
Tower of Ometar.
all right. And I don't suppose you handle any of those. No, probably not.
Are you still looking for this individual?
Kind of. they they wanted to. It seems they wanted to join, and I don't want to dissuade them, but I wanted to make sure it was their own choice.
Well, if you would give me a name, I could check. Send you a letter, confirmation or denial.
That would be damn near everything. Name's Indira. Indira Bakshi. You found her just a little. Just ask her to write home
Size
if you don't mind.
Squint a little bit. Don't think I know that name. Very well. I will do so.
Much appreciated. And I'll just go back inside.
Isaiah, you want to have a look at these things on the table here? See what they do, who they might be best for.
Well, if we're gonna be here for a few days, might as well get to work. All right, Grandpa. Let's see what's going on.
Isaiah,
Oh, yeah, yes.
before I go, can I entrust you with one more thing?
Always. Anything.
Well, you're a good dad. Can you watch Waffles for me? And Adlith is gonna pull out the little potted plant she got for session.
Oh no.
I'd be honored that you trusted with me. Just do you know how to write?
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. If you could write out what I'm supposed to do with it, I will follow it to the letter. Promise.
Yes. And she's going to lean in and she's going to whisper to Isaiah. In about 2 or 3 weeks, Waffles is gonna grow legs.
That is a very interesting plant. I've not seen one with legs before. This should be exciting.
And make sure he learns how to read. That's
Oh,
always the most important thing.
I'll read him as many stories as I can.
What
Okay.
kind of potted plant is
What
this?
I am
Gonna grow
A
legs and
legged
learn how to
one,
read.
apparently. Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Then teach him how
she
to
would-
sing.
and then she will, if Isaiah lets her borrow a pen and paper, she very crudely, this looks like a kindergartner is writing it. Letters are backwards, not straight. The B's and the D's are all mixed up, but basically it says water, morning, cuddle, night, read stories. And that's what it says. And with that, once she gives like one last look to the group and says, I love you guys.
Egg
You will.
is not What is it? Egg is just kind of looking toward the ground.
Really gonna miss you, Atlas.
Miss you too.
Find any more of those little red shits? Give them hell for me.
What?
Said if you find any more of those little red shits, give them hell for me.
Oh yes, yes, I will do that. And then she looks to Castix.
I'll meet you at the gate. I'll be out shortly.
Okay. Bye, everybody. And
Bye.
So long, darling.
she turns and heads out the door.
Right before you walk out the door, Egg will look up and Adla,
Hmm?
please be safe.
I will. You have not seen the last of me.
And he gives you a bright smile and just kind of looks down at the ground.
And she leaves.
I'll keep her safe, Egg. Don't worry. Well, yeah, odd day. Yeah, this is. I'll see you guys again. Don't worry. The world's gonna end. I'm sure we'll be thrown together. Um, I don't know where you'll be going, honestly. Maybe a couple days before you even leave, I'm sure. So I have no idea where you're going to be going. But he kind of reaches into his pocket and pulls out the pocket watch. Like, this is from Aldous Tinkertop, my master at in Mimf. So if you work your way to Mimf, look for him. Let him know you know me, and he'll take care of you.
Minf.
Plus, and he walks over to Ren's, and she's the one who talked to Meister about this. You said that he can find people, right? If he has something of yours.
Yeah.
He holds out the pocket watch. If you need to find me, you
Okay.
can.
Thanks. I think it destroys stuff though. So can I have a lock of your hair instead? Because I think you probably don't want him to destroy this pocket watch.
Oh, if that's how it works, yeah. He'll kind of. He has long hair. He's kind of just here's
Okay.
good. Thanks for the heads up, but if
Yeah, but
that
I'll
that
keep
should
this safe.
also that should also let Aldous know that you know me, because that was I helped kind of put that together with him, and he'll recognize it.
Try to hurry back. If we have to leave, we'll try to leave word for you so you can follow up.
Will do. Uh, Not great with goodbyes. Never really had to do it before.
Well, we'll see you later, right?
Exactly.
Not really
Hey,
goodbye.
Calder. Roderick, you are one of the most confusing people I've ever met, and I
Thank you. What
thank
I
you
aim
for
for.
thank you for helping keep me alive and being a friend.
Well,
Um,
don't say much, but you're welcome. You owe me now, right? So,
and I'm sure
pay it
you will
back
call
later.
that into favor. Yeah.
Oh, you know it.
Isaiah, um, take care of everybody. Uh, Also, here he kind of has a book. He's kind of doodled it every so often, like just kind of some sketches that I have from Aldous. Not a whole lot, just kind of some basic sketches of how the revolver works, and maybe some designs he had that he never really got to put together. So if you could just kind of have some reading material, there's a you can hold on to that for me.
Thank you very much. As you go on, please remember loud noises, weapons, shooting. These are things that make things worse. And if it's making the bad guys worse, that's a good thing. But if it shouldn't be the first response. Right.
I'll keep that in mind.
And
Egg?
make sure
Oh, I'm
she
sorry. Go
gets
ahead.
there. No,
I
that's
will.
just
That's I'll make sure she gets there safe and sound. Egg,
Right.
I will. make sure she gets there safe. Don't worry.
I'll outstretch my arm.
I take his arm and I kind of just hug him. He's like taller than me, but I just kind of offer a kind of a very have a tight hug.
I'm like a little surprised and expecting this. Okay. Just be safe. Make sure
Well.
she gets there well.
I will. Ben, don't really have much chance to talk after our little water trip.
Yeah. Not the best of times.
Well, when we meet again, we can have a conversation about that.
Hash it out.
Yeah.
Make good choices and don't sign anything.
This kind of leads in close to her, like, just so you know that the reason why I did that is so that you and Adlith wouldn't.
Then she'll whisper back and she'll say, I appreciate that, but I was never going to do that.
Adlith
Out
might
of
have.
care. Out of character. But what about me?
Who cares if Egg does?
Oh, I forgot
Screw
you were.
Egg.
I forgot you were in the room. That applies to you. Don't worry.
Oh, all right, fine. The giant guy in the room you forget about. No.
I couldn't. I don't know about Adlith and Egg, so you may not have, but I don't know about them. So
Well,
I may make decisions that make you scratch your head, but there's a reason behind it.
well, there's no sense beating a dead horse. It is what it is now. Just be careful.
Well, take care of the others.
Yeah.
Hey, Calder, want to walk with me for a little bit?
Sure.
And kind of look at the others and offer a wave, like, we'll see each other again. Don't worry. And I will exit.
I'll give a nod to the others. We'll be back soon and follow them out.
So, this is
Stressful.
Yeah. Meeting someone like myself and kind of blowing up your world. And I kind of wanted to apologize for that.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a big thing to find out about oneself.
What is both of your passive perceptions?
Oh, mine's trash. 10.
Fuck. My
Jeez.
passive perception. Oh, it's 11. No, wait. Passive perception. Yeah, 11.
Hey. You're muted, Kate.
Do you want mine? Because I'm outside too.
No. Actually, if you were outside, absolutely.
It's a 19.
Okay.
Of
So you hear this as they're kind of walking off, talking to one another. The sound of the large beating wings. And for a moment, you are shaken to the bone as it is remnant of what you remember of a large red dragon
What
once
the fuck?
attacking your village. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You look up and feel the wind, but you do not see a dragon. Instead, your perception is turned back towards the group as you hear. And behind Castus, as he is walking with Calder, you see another individual. An individual with a silvery cloak and a massive broadsword that is strapped among their back, just following behind.
Behind Castus?
Both of you. As you guys are both walking.
So no dragon.
And we
but
don't notice this at all?
Mhm. You do not.
Huh.
Until at the moment, you are both talking.
So,
If I may intrude. It's a younger male voice that you hear from behind you.
Turn around.
turn around.
You see this figure, cloaked, face hidden beneath a hood. The only thing that you can see is a bald face, kind of his lips and his chin that kind of hang. No sign of any eyes or any other facial features. You see silver hair that kind of pours out of the cloak. Do you mind if I bother or borrow our brother for a moment? He's talking to you, Calder. Puts his hand on Castus.
Um, I'm sorry. What?
It's okay. It's okay.
Um,
It's
Come
fine.
with me.
who who are you? I'm
He gets
like
the-
laser focused on the silver everything like right now.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. It's okay. I'll follow the this fifth person.
He kind of just leads you past Calder and farther into town. It is noble what you are doing.
Well, I mean, I've had questions about what he's told me before, but everything seems to have a reason. So why do I have? And Adlith needs me.
The voice changes into something you recognize, which is now Zaphin's voice. He, do you mean me?
Yeah. Been a while.
Curious voice, or curious name, Zaphin. Where did you come up with it?
I thought you told me that.
Did I? Kind of like pauses for a moment. I'm here to give you some unfortunate news.
But
As much as I see it honorable, you leading that girl into the Trundlewood, it is not your path. I'm offering you a choice. The choice is I go with her, protect her on her journey, but you lose something in return. Break an oath. He just kind of sighs. It can be devastating. But if you were to stop whatever is going on here, you must be with him. Kind of turns back towards Calder and the others. They are going to need you more than you will need them.
what about Adlith?
Do not worry about her. She is under my protection. That thing she carries with her, her beast, is bound to her in an unexplained way. We are curious. She needs to be watched. It is not your duty to watch her. Stay here. But she will need a guide. And that may mean me taking something from you right now.
If it means that she'll be safe, me staying will help the others. Do it.
With no hesitation, he places his hand on your chest, and you feel something be sucked completely out of you. As if all the air inside your entire body was removed, and you feel a coldness. You drop to your knees. When you look up, the individual's gone.
Fuck.
Alder, all you see is him touch Castus. Castus drops to his knees, and in that brief moment when you look away and look back, it's gone.
Did, real quick, did he? I know it's hard because he's in like the robes and most of his face is covered and stuff. But did he look specifically like anybody I saw on the black sand beach?
Not specifically, no.
But dressed like them?
Similar.
Okay. Seeing him drop to his knees, I'm gonna run up. Are you okay?
I don't know.
Who was that?
Can you walk with me?
Can you walk?
I think so. Yeah. I guess I get
to help
up,
him up.
and I kind of lean on you. And I was like, I need to talk to Adlith real quick.
All right.
Adlith is
So-
playing hopscotch with Puppy at the gate waiting.
Hey, Adlith.
Hi, you ready to go?
There's been a
As
small.
What
As you-
happened?
As you get close to her, you see something magnificent. Behind her, these massive white and blue glowing wings slowly appear, envelop around her, and disappear.
Small change of plans. I need to stay, but did you ever know I had a friend, a very, very good friend by the name of
Me?
Zafin?
Oh, not me.
Well, you, Adlith, you are a very dear friend, and I do not have many of those.
Okay.
But we have friends here, and they need my help. But a very, very good friend, Zafin, is going to be keeping an eye on you for me.
Okay.
He is going to keep you safe, and you may not hear him, you may not see him.
I
can
saw
promise
him.
you. You know that he's very special.
He had wings.
He will keep you safe, okay?
Okay. Plus, if we're being completely honest, I know the Chondawood better than you.
That's true. That is very true. I'd probably just slow you down.
But that's okay. I wouldn't mind, but I do understand. The others need you. And I have your friend, and I have Puppy.
You'll be fine.
Mhm. Um, if I can try, I'll ask Lillian if she has any magic to contact you guys. Maybe she can teach me or do it for me.
It's a good idea.
We'd
Alright.
love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm gonna grow the chili pepper that Egg gave me.
I'm sure he'll want all the peppers you can grow because he'll put into his stew.
And I trust Isaiah. I know he'll do really good, but will you guys keep an eye on Waffles too?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Alright. Well, it's dark. I should probably get going.
All right. Safe.
I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.
Love you too.
Safe travels, darling.
She's gonna motion for Puppy to follow, and they head off into the woods.
As you head off, You begin to walk, and Othir strides up next to you. It was a good choice. They do not understand the weight that you carry. Not anyone would be able to birth me out of fire. You are the key to something grand, my darling. Together, Zully says.
Together. I guess I head off into the woods, heading to the Greenbraid camp.
Very well.
Hey, Calder, can you do me a favor?
What?
I want you to hit me. Hit me hard.
I'm
Just
sorry.
do it. Just do it. Just hit me. Hit
Cast
me as
this.
hard as you can. Just do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it. All right. Boom.
Do it.
Just punch him in the gut.
Do I take any damage from this?
Go ahead and roll a d4.
Okay. Am I adding strength to it? Oh god. It's a 4.
Go ahead. Add your strength modifier.
Okay, so 8 total.
Oof. Ouch. Okay. There's a method behind this. Oh.
Oh, you all right? Just kind of put like, you okay?
I touch myself where you're gonna hit me, and I use healing hand. Heal myself for 4 points.
Nothing happens. You do not
What?
hear.
I had a feeling.
Oh, we have a small problem.
Yeah, are you all right? Did I hit you too hard?
No,
No, I'm
healing
sorry.
thing.
I'm strong.
No, you know that healing thing that we can do.
Right. Yes.
I can't do that, and you said it's getting dark, right? How's my dark vision?
It's still there.
Okay. So yeah, we have a small problem.
F can help you.
Let's get back to the others.
I'll put my hand
yeah.
on his stomach where I hit him, and I'll do the healing hands to give you 4 hit points back.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get back. Zephin, does he always look like that?
Honestly, it's the first time I've actually seen him. Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I guess technically second. He's always just kind of just talked to me.
He looks a lot like some people I saw when we drank the water. Silver robes, silver hair. Except
Well,
the one who spoke to me was a woman's voice, but dressed very similarly.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think Egg's going to be pissed that she's off by herself now. Well, at least not with me there, but I think the trade-off is probably for the best.
Yeah.
Let's get back. Maybe Isaiah can identify those things that we might be able to use so we don't die when we start.
Yeah, let's hope
we wait.
Keep someone alive. Maybe you. We'll head back.
Head on back.
Isaiah, at this point, grandfather has got finished identifying. You were doing the armor. Did you have anything else that you specifically wanted identified? I know you were doing the armor.
Well, he had 2 sets of gauntlets with the armor, right?
The armor, those are just part of the armor. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, that was the only thing that's new, as far as I remember, so.
Okay. That is mithril scale mail. I'm pretty sure you can find that in D&D Beyond.
Yep.
If not, I can give it. I'll open it up to you.
Yeah, it's in there.
It's basically scale mail, but it just does not give you disadvantage on stealth rolls.
Exactly.
And it's medium, right?
It is medium. Yes.
Yep. When I come back, I'll be like, well, whoever wants it could be a little quieter with this. It's better for guys like the three of us, Meg, Calder, me, who need a
Kind
bit
of
more something.
look it over. Seems like it'd be a little light on the defense for my taste.
Meg.
You get no response from Egg. It looks like he's kind of a little bit deep in thought, which I guess then kind of leads to a question more for the DM. When Egg had left his tribe, how close were they to the Chandlewood?
I can actually check. One moment. Are you talking like what is the closest bit to the Chandlewood from where you were?
Well, yeah. So I guess with the information that we've been given about the recent events about imps having to come about, and it seems like other type of creatures in comparison to the proximity of the Chandlewood. From where from where I had left my tribe, how close were they? Like, were they about like were they about like Elbador close, or were they more like towards the range of the mountains? I know that seems kind of like a weird question.
Tribe definitely sticks near the Smoky Mountains.
Okay.
Not really near the Chandlewood. I mean, the Smoky Mountains, say, closest to the most southern part of the Chandlewood, which roughly 200 miles away. So it's
Okay.
pretty far.
Okay. Now, kind of like shake out of my thought. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I was. What happened?
No problem. It's been a long day. Here, this is for you, and I'll push over the middle scale. Just we were talking about something a little bit better for you. If you need any adjustments, just let me know. I can take in bits or let out bits as much as you need, but it'll protect you a little bit better than what you got.
I guess just for clarification, you said it was scale mail, aka it's medium armor.
It is
Yeah.
medium armor.
It looks very nice. Kind of fancy. But I don't know if I can use it. I like kind of more uh lighter stuff, like leather or something like that. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
I wish I could. It's very nice. Very nice.
Cassis.
I mean, okay, so let me look up actual. What's the defensive properties of like add the
It's AC
Of scale
14.
mail,
You can
yeah.
only add 2 decks, so it's an AC 16 for you.
I have an AC of 14 right now, so
It would be extra stealthy.
Yeah.
actually I already have the boot, so I mean I could use it, and it kind of rubs his stomach and looking at Calder. I could use it, and with that, I don't really need the boots anymore. If anyone wants to be a little more quieter that way.
It's quieter than most metal armor, but it's still not,
Right.
It
extra
doesn't give
quiet or
advantage.
anything.
Right.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
from a
gotcha,
mechanical
gotcha.
standpoint, it doesn't give you advantage. It
Right.
just
Okay.
means you don't
Yeah,
have disadvantage.
I could use that if that's okay with everyone else.
By all means.
Yeah.
No armor's the best armor, as far as I'm concerned.
Not all of us are, dragon.
So I'm actually looking to get
Yeah.
something heavier.
Well, we got a couple of days. We could see what's about.
You can make that ammo for me.
Oh
Wait.
yeah, that too.
Wait. And Eggval immediately just kind of like looks towards Castus and points towards him. I thought you said you were going with Adlif. Who's going with
Somebody-
Adlif?
A friend, somebody much
friend.
more powerful, is gonna watch her back.
Don't worry, she will be perfectly fine. I promise.
You sure?
Yes,
Yes.
she'll be
His
fine.
eyes kind of narrow and just sort of stare at you kind of stare at you, Castus, for a second, and then just kind of looks away.
She's taken care of, Egg. She'll be all right.
Okay. I trust you. As he kind of just quickly looks back towards Castus, and then slowly at Calder. Both of you.
I trust this friend. He's never steered me wrong before.
Okay.
I have kind of a weird thing, but while this has all been going on, Ren has been sitting just kind of like quietly to herself. And this is a little weird. She's not exactly sure what she's trying to do, but just thinking about the guy telling them that they were cursed and that there's like a black mark on her soul or whatever, and the tree made a connection. Now that she's like made connections to other people and she's like somewhat familiar with what that feels like, she's just gonna kind of, for lack of a better term, just kind of like meditate and look within and see if she like feels anything different in herself aside from like her new psychic powers.
Okay. Give me an insight check.
Interesting.
Insight to do my I'm using my new
Insight
Ren dice.
yourself.
Trust.
I don't know myself at all.
I do the same thing. I'll be like, what the hell is my modifier?
Yeah, no, let me double check that. This is a new dice. Maybe I read it wrong. Nope, that's a 5.
A 5. You sit there quietly. Doof, doof. Doof, doof. This is the only sound that you hear. Sound of your own heartbeat.
I think Ren
Okay.
might have had one too many. It looks like she might be passed out over there. I'm not.
What?
Ren? Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh,
Been a long
yeah,
handful
no,
of
I'm
days.
fine. Yeah.
It's
Are
been
you
a long
okay?
day.
Roderick, you want to spread out that coin real quick while we're at it?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, let's do this.
I'll take the pouch out. We have. Let me see over here. 58 gold, 16 silver, and 14 copper.
My goodness. Let's see.
Is that
And that is
How many
after I
others?
removed the 20. Just so we know.
6?
That's
Is that what
58, 16, and
14.
14. So that's 596 plus 1 is 597 divided by
Maybe do
6.
math.
So,
597
the rest of
divided by
you,
6.
as you all sit in the empty room of the happy home, one Adlith going on
There she is.
to accomplish something much larger than any of you really know. You all have your own task. Find and stop the opening of this black gate. You have the next few days to sit in Elbador, to ponder what has transpired this past week. Wait for the contact that Abad had told you he would send, and hopefully she will be some aid. Some things were lost, some things were gained today, but I will say this. It takes a lot of courage to drop a character in the middle of a D&D session. To really follow that narrative that you think that your character would truly want to follow is bravery. None, just what it is. It's just the easiest word for it. So, I know a lot of people would be nervous or scared to do so because of what the group wants to do or how they may think. But that is the epitome of the perfect type of player you want in your game. So, as a DM, I am very proud of you, Kate, for what you did tonight.
Atlas!
Atlas will be missed, but I promise all of you that she is not forgotten. And she still has
Atlas!
a very large role to play in our story. Even though she may not be with us directly, she is still with us and will forever be with us.
Thank you guys.
Atlas will be our savior.
And with that,
I
I'm
believe.
interested to see who you're playing next.
Yes!
Mhm.
we are going to end our session this evening.
Ah.
No.
Thank you, everybody
Oh man.
that has been watching. If any of you take any lesson from tonight's episode, I say bravery is what it is. So love your characters that you make in your games that you play in, because they are a part of not only you but a part of everybody, and you don't know who they touch and how they affect everyone around you. So
I also I want to thank you guys for loving Adlith the way you do. Uh, I really appreciate that. And it's nice to see how much a character I've written has made everybody feel, especially with her departure. I wanted to tell Gordon I'll be available for nights off this week. So if
Go.
anybody watching has any questions about the mind thoughts of why I decided to retire Adlith, or any questions for me, then I'll be there to answer them.
Sweet. Yeah, and regarding nights off, it's gonna be Kate and I, apparently. Whoever else wants to show up. And when we throw up those polls that I was talking about at the start of the episode, you can always comment questions on there. If it's for Kate or Adlith, we can definitely take those. Those are certainly ones we want to address. As for subscribers, followers during the video, we had Mordecai use their Prime subscription on us during this
Hey.
episode.
Thank
Yep,
you.
that is actually Toby, our graphic designer, the
Aw.
one that made
Hi,
our
Toby.
logo. Yeah, what's up, Tobes? Um, very much appreciate that. Check her out at Oxtrot on Twitter. Link down below. We had Blurred Brain, who I believe tuned in for the first time and also used their Prime subscription on us.
Blur!
So, love you, Blurred.
Right.
What's up, man?
Welcome.
Ghost Repellent 99 followed. I saw you in the chat throughout the day. Glad to have you with us. Glad to have you watching. And
I'm gonna
Gilded,
call.
go for it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna call them out. Ghost Repellent. That's my younger brother. Falling into the Amazon.
Welcome.
Let's go. Anyways.
And last but not least, we had Gilded Jedi. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey,
Based on
sick
that name, I'm sure you'll like our Nights Off talks, which always seem to devolve into Star Wars somehow. At least when Mac's there with me, because I don't know how, but it always happens.
Be
Yep.
important.
Not my favorite.
Every time. Get hype for Obi-Wan. Anyway,
If I'm actually correct, Gilded Jedi is my DM on my in-person
Oh, sick.
Saturday game.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
If
Right on.
I'm
Thanks for tuning
correct
in.
in that.
Oh,
Yeah,
and then I'm sorry, and then I guess I want to say, K Bunny, thank you for continuing the gifted sub for Killam Nada. Very much appreciated, and I'm sure
Yes.
of course
Killam Nada.
Thanks,
you as
Kayla.
well.
You're asking what day for Nights Off? That will be on Wednesday. Saturday. I always mix those up somehow.
Wednesday.
I don't know
Well,
Wednesday,
why.
then.
Yeah, today is Wednesday. Saturday.
Literally there,
No,
chat.
I didn't
Yeah.
forget you. It just didn't pop up on my notifications. Anyway, yeah, Liam's on it. So
All right,
yeah,
everybody. Have a great week. Make sure to love each other, treat each other with kindness, smiles, and as always, happy gaming.
Atlas!
Bye, Atlas!